I think it is almost 10 years now. I welcome architect Pooja Khaidnar. She has her practice in Nasik called Studio Inception. She's an architect, designer, and educator also. She works on the ideology of responding to projects contextually and believes that architecture has a responsibility and essential impact on every aspect of society. I think I could remember her thesis, which actually revolved around the uh, essence of generic spaces in typology, building typology of houses. Uh, Her practice also, which named as Studio Inception, started in 2014, and it also focuses on experimentation with fusion of materials and construction techniques to enhance the spatial qualities of architecture. I remember, I think the first introduction what we had while we were actually having the interview for our master's program. I think we were just talking about books, and I think it was just, I think, 2 or 3 minutes conversation when we tried to converse with each other. But I think we have enjoyed our time in postgraduate studies for 2 years, and she has always been a constant inspiration for all of us, being a strong designer, strong architect, very strong headed person also in her personal life. She has also been awarded so many awards since her graduation thesis, then later, even when she started her practice by Triple ID. Kurla Varke actually Forum has also uh, she also presented her work in Kulawarki Forum. And so I think today I'm a bit nostalgic to introduce Pooja. So welcome, Pooja. I think we can then start with our project program today. And today's program, I feel it is very relevant because when we were talking about third year architectural studio, when we were looking at different sites, I think the first moment it came to my mind to talk to Pooja because she was already working on this school, the project she will be actually talking about. And it is also a bit relevant project where she was talking to this, she was actually interacting with this community in the village, and then they actually worked on the how the role of also architectural model actually played while the design of the overall project and the execution of the same. So I will not take more time now, Pooja. Welcome. And now you can actually start your
Thank you, Neha.
presentation.
Thank you, Neha, for that was a quite elaborative introduction. First of all, I want to thank you, Professor Neha, and all the respected faculty, and of course the Pillai College and the student committee who has invited me to this because when being into the education field, it's been always a opportunity to discuss something with students. So it's I always see this as the other way around that I will be learning a lot today. We'll be having a nice conversation through this presentation. Hope it will help both at the both the ends. So I'll just start sharing the screen here.
Yeah, yeah. Let us stop share so that you can. Yeah. Rajas, have you started recording the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
So is the screen visible?
Yeah, it is just getting presented. It is not yet shared, your screen, Pooja. Yes, it is visible now. I think you are mute.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Okay, good morning everyone. I'll just introduce about our firm also. So Inception is where we have it's kind of a ideology principle on which we practice in architecture. It has come long way through all my educations and working with lot many greater architects, teachers, and of course the friends has a lot of influence of coming down to this journey where we have started talking about the understanding about architecture and how and practicing that same is what our motto is about the of the studio Inception. So I'll be before I start sharing my project, would like to share uh, principles what we work on. So few principles, the ideologies of the firm, which I strongly believe that this is what driving our architecture and giving us a lot of inferences when we are practicing actually. So the first thing is the emergence of unfold. So, I have this very keen interest of understanding how this unbuilt happened. When we always talk about the form, these functions and form follows function or other way around, and there are a lot of theories about it. But when I look back and when I was also in my master's and doing research, I strongly believe that unbuilt is something which you have to analyze much more before you start thinking about it. Actually giving you a lot of reference of how should be the build space, which is actually making the unbuilt. So emergence of unbuilt, if you are understand, so you are actually started crafting the build. And builds become the much more easier, much more simpler, much more contextual when the unbuilt and the formation of unbuilt start is coming up. The other thing, the second thing, what we okay, I'll just these images what I have presented here. Neha, can student also interact? I have asked questions to you.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah. So I want to ask you about these images. What I have, I'm sharing on the screen. These are the images of the caterers, like different caterers, like of metal, of clay, and there is this copper, and there are different ornamentation of this different caterers. So it is showing maybe the different cultures also, maybe the different regions also, the context also, where somewhere you're using the metal, somewhere you're using the clay, and the decoration, the ornamentation, the ultimate crafting is different everywhere. But can somebody, I mean, if you guys can interact, can somebody tell me what is that one thing if you remove from all of these kettles? We won't be calling it as a kettle. So what is that identity? What do you think? What is it? What is that one factor which we, if we remove it, it won't be called as a kettle, or it will doesn't function as a kettle?
From the form of the this object,
The
the
form.
form of the object.
Uh, uh, you meant to say the envelope?
Yes.
Yeah, you're quite close. Quite close. There is this very great author who's talking about all these theories, and here he talked about the this formation of manifesting the actual physical form of any product. So what he says is that we shape clay into a pot, but it is that emptiness inside that holds whatever we pour. So even if you remove the handle, even if you remove the ornamentation, even if you remove the color, the material, everything can be changed, but that property, and I will also not say the envelope. It is, but you were very close. But that that quality holding is the core factor of the kettle. That emptiness inside, if you're not forming the emptiness, if it is not able to contain anything within, then we are not able to call it as a kettle. And so that's the theory how we talk about, and there are a lot of master architects who also understand these factors and working on it. So this is the product was designed by Zumba, and if you see, he has an understanding and the ultimate content of the church is there inside, is talking about experience. So the envelope which has come out is nothing to do with what we're talking inside. It is actually supporting the actual content in the core thought of the project. The other factor, what the principle we talk about is the idea of growth. You know, this is very interesting when we talk about. It is not only about built and unbuilt. It can be
Pooja?
private. Yes.
Yeah, sorry to disturb. Your voice is a bit unclear. If you can just maybe increase the volume.
Yeah. Is it now? Yeah.
Yes, yes. It can be a bit louder, maybe.
Is it clear now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I hope that I'm audible now.
Yes, Pooja, go ahead. Yeah, you're audible now, Pooja.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, but you have stopped sharing the screen, so
Not
maybe you
still
need
clear.
to.
Now?
You're audible, but you need to share the screen again.
Yeah, I'll share, but am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yes, so I was talking about this idea of gray. The second principle, what we have worked out also on this gray. It is not only about built and unbuilt. It is also about the public and private. It is also about the different activities. It is also about the merging the boundaries.
Pooja, your screen is still not visible, so maybe we need to just wait for 1 minute.
Okay. Let's check. Let's check.
Hmm.
What? On and my voice is on.
Yes.
And,
Sorry for that.
so
Yeah.
we are stuck into this idea of gray. So I was saying that the other principle what we discuss and practice also and believe a lot, that the idea of gray, which is not just built unbuilt, but it is also public and private. It is also about the different activities merging together. It is many a times it is about the threshold. So you know, you see the section of Kailash temple and the image here. The entire area here, this entire space is actually is of not built. It is absolutely not built. It is somewhere in between this built and the semi-covered spaces. But then you see this crafting of the built space, and this appreciating this unbuilt is appreciating this building. So you know, there is always this threshold which is connecting your built and unbuilt, and which is where the life happens many a times. So maybe you know, in our families also we have our private space, and there is the family spaces, and then there is this overlap happens. So this idea of grace has to be very strong in many if you see in the nature also, it is very strong. And we always look for how to convert these into as an our design idea when we start designing the project. The next idea, the principle what we just talked about majorly in work also, is about the challenging the notions. You know, this project is by Aldo Rossi, which is a crematorium actually. If you see, this is a cube which is empty, absolutely empty, with a lot of windows inside. So there are no floors, but when you see from outside, you feel like this is a G plus some 6-7 floor of building. And then you have this pathway going towards the ultimate funeral space. And then these are the smaller lanes, which are actually the smaller drawers and the cupboards where you put in the ashes afterwards. So, you know, this breaking of notion is so strong in these kind of projects, where the building itself is talking about the emptiness. If somebody is gone from your life, the one life has been gone, and you are showing the building which is absolutely empty. So when you enter inside a building, you can go Google on about it. Maybe you guys have been seen this building also. So it is an absolutely a different experience altogether. So this is how the architects must have started with the changing the notion. Not that we're talking about there is some death and there is some this thing. So building is talking about these notions, and the challenging notions is actually making the building. It's an idea of to come down to this kind of a proposals. And the ultimate and very core thought of what this is built on is like you should have the very clear intention when you start with the project. This one is my own project which I have done in my master's, which is a prison project. So when we haven't started actually working on the plan or the diagram or the concept. We were thinking and we were talking about how should be an approach, what should be my intention for the prisoners. So the idea came in the mind when a lot of research has been going on. We were looking at the movies, we were visiting many places, nothing to do with the prison, and a lot of discussions were happening. And then this thought came in mind that why are we not giving prisoners, can they able to see the entire world all the time, like free birds, the free kites flying over there, the society having the festivals happening there. They can see the morning, evening, sun all the time, the night and the stars in the all the time. So why do we have to put them into a dark space where they are get accumulated into a space and they don't wanted to become the better person? So better you expose them to the free world all the time, so that they wanted to become the part of it. So the intention came down to this, and this is how the first diagram of the project has been came in, and then the entire project shifted. So the intention has to be very very thoughtful when you start with the project. It is almost you are doing half of the work of your design. So these are a few principles what we work on. Little briefly, I have just given an idea before we start with the project. And so these how we started manifesting into our projects also. So I am sharing two projects today. One is the library project, which is this reading pavilion, and another one is the school. So because today, as the brief I got, it is about the learning spaces. So these two things are there. So it's in the core city of the Nasik. This is the plot. This is the main road, which we call as the MG road there in the Nasik. And you have this existing office building, which is kind of library administration building is here. In one floor, they have a library also in this. There is this exhibition space from outside where people can actually exhibit the book stalls and many other things. Then this is the entire plot. You have this lane going inside. There is this plaza, and then you have at the back, there is a multi-purpose hall, which becomes the auditorium, or many times the functions can happen. So this is a public space, public gathering space, which is given to a city. Very interesting space because it is always about the reading and the library. So the proposal was to give a newspaper reading area into this. The client has came up with the proposal of giving the newspaper reading area. So we were amazed that are there still people reading the newspaper? But yes, there are a lot of people who come down to from their home to this place. They sit there because they wanted that place to sit in, and they read a lot. Like magazines are there, the newspapers are there, and it is still on. Like in every day, 200 people are still coming, even in this technology days when you have a mobile, everything in your hand. So still it is happening. So this is that plaza. If you see the site, this one is the plaza where when you enter inside, you come in from that lane. This is the backside of the office building. And this is what you see the amphitheater double height spaces. So from here you enter inside, there is one hall at the lower level and another hall, this is the staircase and another hall here. And there is this grand book bazaar at the basement. So it is all about library. So we start analyzing how do people read newspaper, where they sit, how do they do the activity. So generally they are into a very calm spaces. They choose areas where they can have a corner. They will sit aram se, maybe next to a chai tapri or something like that. So we were started analyzing how do people sit how do we make a newspaper, and then all this information started coming inside. These are few examples. We were looking all over the world how people are looking at the reading spaces. There has to be some informal spaces where people are looking for, and then we were started analyzing. It can be an interesting community space also, and can be an interesting reading space also. So we were looking these as a cases, but we are talking about the attributes, not the exact gesture of what we have seen in the case studies. And then we started again analyzing the site condition. So I know your faculty also asked you about show the sciography. Sciography is so important, and it is actually important because when I was a student, even I am very poor of drawing the sciography. But now because of the technology, there are a lot of things you can do, and which will help you to generate the project. So these are the 4 diagrams which you see. In the morning 9 o'clock, almost entire plaza is shaded. There are these 2 big trees there. The in the afternoon, the front yard maybe again, not the north side. And then in the evening also, if you see this, this facade becomes always shaded. So in the 3 conditions, this is the area which is actually becomes always in the shade. So how to them is also given to us. So this was a proposal given. So you are entering from here. This one is the plaza. You have this community building, and this is the backside of the office. So they asked us to design something here, and they have given this rectangular space to us. And this is kind of a 10 feet or 30 feet of space, which they want us to develop as a newspaper space. So we have thought, when we analyzing it, we just thought of shifting that rectangular into the other way, so that where the shades are coming better, where the trees is also placed. And I just don't want it to touch the building blankly, because that's become the bigger context as in. So the ventilation of this building is also going to hamper, because I am very good. So I have to put this into the better position. So we started analyzing what volume they have given us that way. And then the first method, the way we work in the studio is, we generally started research is happening parallelly. We work as a like academics. So we are doing research, we make our own brief, and we suggest clients that you can do so many things over there. So it is not that they have asked something. We started, the intention of the project is always bigger than what is asked for, and always better for the considering the humanity. So now we start developing the models, or we start doing the sections, and then we develop a model. So these are the models which we started placing up. So how that cube, so rectangular, can be formed as a reading space. And then we have made sort of option. Can it be a tree, and you're sitting next to around it? Can be a flexible space. The organization of cubes and the furniture can also be very flexible to sit in. Or can it be a long table where people are coming together, sitting, talking to each other, or maybe reading and going, where you have area, or can be the combination of all. Maybe uh, this can be the combination of all. So the tree is there, you're sitting next to tree. There are tables, and there are informal spaces and formal spaces. So diagrammatically, we have come down to this. But then there is something which is not coming up still as an core idea. As I said, we haven't yet challenged the notion. So we were again going back again and again on site, and talking about with the users is something which we really believe with which it helps a lot. So we went back, and we seeing the existing condition. This is the corridor they are using it, and why they chose this corridor, because if you neatly observe, there are these openings which are almost on the higher level. Okay, so when you are reading, you're sitting and reading a newspaper. Maybe you're using a table, or you're sitting on a chair, or you're using this table, slanted table. In all the conditions, the window is not on that level. It is helping because newspaper has a very lightweight. So there are chances when the wind flows, you didn't get the stable reading condition, because you are not having the book which has a weight itself. So newspaper reading and the book reading are the 2 completely different aspects, what we realized when we went over there. So this is the key factor which we took from the analysis, and we develop a section. So in general condition, in the left hand side, if you see, you can stand and read the newspaper, or you can sit and read the newspaper. These are the 2 conditions what people generally do. And then you can have a windows which from where you can look out. But now exactly what from the analysis we have got the core idea is that why not have the opening at the lower and the upper level, and the central part where when you're standing and sitting, and the newspaper level area, whether as according to the human anthropometry, we have blocked these images. This further develop into a model, and this rectangular becomes this shape. So we have thought of why not, considering the construction, considering the support given over there, why not there will be two slits at the upper level and the bottom level, and then we develop a model looking and experimenting with how the light is coming in, how the reflections are happening, whether the wind is actually not performing in the central area, and the ventilation is happening properly or not. And then we, when the idea was there, then we start again. So, design is always this zoom in, zoom out process. So you talk about the details, you go back to a site, and you design something, you come back to details. So, when you do all these things, it is always a better response to a project. So then the initial, this diagram we have made for a client particularly, because they are, this is the entry, this is the plaza, and this was the proposal. Okay, so these are the existing steps which are leading to the hall. So we have asked, we have showed them that this is, if you place it, this plaza becomes the off center to this double edge space. So why not shift the building to the other edge, so that you get this tree, which there are these two big trees there. So this tree becomes the part of a library. You enter from the backside, and then this plaza becomes is uninterrupted, and your library is also uninterrupted because of the parking area there. And this plaza can be smoothly work, and this is looks better and controlled in this way. So in the staircase format, we have placed this project, and then we have designed some informal sitting next to it. And then this opening came in, because now you are entering from the backside. The direct wind pressure is not there. The compound wall is next to it. So the huge arch becomes the entry for the this space. And then, as I said, I told you, the intention of the project has to be very clear. So the idea was only designing that particular newspaper reading space, but then we have come down to an understanding what the city wants. There are almost 5 schools which are next to this library, very close by. There is a huge ground where the students come to play, and there are a lot of students of the old city who doesn't have a space at the home to sit down. They come here and they sit in the parking areas to read the books, maybe for their examination, for the discussion, and lot many things. So we observe all these activities on the site, and then we given another proposal. This is the, like, they can have it in the phases, but we have worked on it, and we trying to tell them what the city wants and how this public space can be actually vibrant space. So if you see from the diagram A, this is the open plaza. Now we know how to develop the newspaper area. So other areas, what we call it, this rectangle square, we wanted to keep open. So there are 1, 2, 3 facades we have. So as one pavilion has been already come, so we have developed the other 2. So you get this space, you get the movement. These and this block is coming absolutely in front of the entrance. We just considering the contextual aspects, we tilted this little, so that the tree can be a part of a project, and you get this avenue, maybe the generating of the path, which is actually leading and guiding. Because of this angle, you're guiding into a plaza. And then this block becomes the informal spaces, because of the trees is happening also. So these are the 3 blocks what we developed when we understand the site conditions and the requirement of the city, and actually the space which they have. So this is the final proposal we have given it to them. So from here you enter inside. So this one is the one pavilion, first pavilion. What we are going to build is the newspaper space. So we have arranged it here. This first, when you arrive, this one is the first block, which is a book issue block. So here all the stacking will be happening. You will be just going inside, issuing a book and coming out. And this is the informal reading space, where you have the children can come and sit and discuss and prepare for their studies. The audiovisual setups are also being given there. And this can lead to this connected to this plaza also. And then these are the 2 trees which becomes a part of the plaza. So this becomes the informal landscape, and the entire project forms around it. So the first is the West Pavilion, which is the book shoe pavilion, which we just told you. This one is the West block. you see what we have done is in the section, if you try to at the lower level where the sections are placed, actually we have placed the block at the next to the compound wall. But the tree is coming in, so we just give this the breathing to the tree and we take a building here. But then building is coming in the way of the entrance, so that we tilted the block and this becomes the final option. And now this is how the ultimate composition of the block is happened. And this is how it looks like. So when you enter in, this is the book issue area. You can see the plaza and the other pavilion on the other edge. And this is area. This is the reception table. You have these blocks. Informally, you can actually walk into the library because this is a gated. This entire plaza is a gated plaza. So we have took an advantage of not locking all the doors and making the very freeways to the shop. So maybe the shelves can lock. But that's something which is not needed there. So you have the book stacking here and people can come and just issue a book from here. Next is the North Pavilion, which is the informal place which I talked about. The students can come and learn and read and study and discuss sitting over there. So what we did is it is next to the building. So we have developed into a steps. And as I said, I don't want to touch the building directly. So I have given the skylight here on this edge. Okay, so this is taking the light inside and there is the shelves and these spaces are there. And this is how the ultimate form is happening because, these are not, these arches has come from the first pavilion or reading pavilion. But then the arrangement of the arches, the where to cut, the tree is coming out from here, the corner has to open. So, reasoning are coming down slowly when we are formalizing the space. And this is how it looks like when you enter. And this is the informal space. This is how the old building is here and you are not touching, you are just taking a light from that edge. You have this entire shelf. There is this fixed audio-visual setups where students can come and read, use this. The students who doesn't have a laptop at home. So, the library should be very useful for all kind of people who are coming over here. And then the tree at the end and this formed into a step. There is this blackboard is also given. So you can actually sit and some group wanted to study together or somebody wanted to take a classes there. They can easily do it. So this is how the second pavilion happens. And the South Pavilion, which we discuss about, is newspaper and the magazine zone, where we are considering the elder people, which is the more formal sitting area, not very informal sitting. So same things happen. It is firstly it is placed next to compound. Then the tree has coming, so we just shifted it, and then this tree becomes a part of it. And as I discussed this section, and this form has come through that understanding. And this is how it looks like, the newspaper area. So these two parts are actually opening in the plaza, but not disturbing at all to this formal reading area. You have the magazine section there. You have a newspaper deck. You can sit. You can have a sip of coffee and read a newspaper or a magazine. You have this tree and sitting next to it. The building is also slowly merging into it. A very formal space where college students can also sit and discuss. Somebody wanted to do work on the laptop, so there are connections given. Internet connections are given, so you sit and work on the laptops or on the systems also. So this is the third pavilion what we have given a proposal. So this is how ultimately it looks like. This is where you enter in. So this book issue pavilion is now continued. The language is continued till the main street. So that when you enter, you don't have to actually walk. The cycles and two-wheelers can come from here and the pedestrian can easily walk into this area. So, just making a language, making ease and architecture can do so much things. Juxtaposition blocks. What I said is came to an understanding of the actual context, the landscape there, the existing trees and the existing facade. And this gives you a very interesting space, which is actually a gray space, what we talked about. Can be utilized in a different ways. People sitting there, somebody want to sleep there, and somebody want to have a tiffin here, coming from the school. Everything can be possibly done over here. And still this, overlapping of the many activities can happen when you talk about a public space and learning spaces. So, you just all the time you have to think what kind of a spaces I will require when I'm started designing. And so these kind of options and these spaces and the gray areas started coming from the building, which has a multi-purpose hall from where you are walking down. And this is the ultimate proposal, the bird's eye view. This is the arch colonnade from the main road you are coming inside. The two-wheelers can come from here, and these are the 3 blocks. You have these spaces around, and now you see this, the plaza, which was just a plaza previously, becomes a stage. You can have a public gathering, you can have some community discussion, some festivals can happen, something related to somebody wanted to publish a book, and some student want to show their work, and they can have the functions here openly. So you don't have to go. So existing building is also completely respected, considering the entire thing. Neha, I think I have a time, or am I taking too much time?
No, I think I'm waiting for this project actually.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So the next project was want to share with you people is the primary school at Sagarpada. So this is a project which is already about to finish. Like in a month or so, we are about to finish this project. This is a village. It is from some 60 kilometers away from Nasik. It's a kind of a pada. You can't even call it a village. It's very small, like 85 houses. The villagers are staying there. In the if you see the context, there are the farmlands around, and you have this interesting setting between that. And from here you enter into a village. There are smaller lanes, and the main street is going down towards the fields. And at the end of the village, there is the school. So if you see in the other plan, this is from where you are coming almost at the end of the village, and this is how the school is placed here. So you know the one chunk which is almost at the end, the school is given. This is a primary school. It is a government school. Is already exist there. This is how this school is actually when NGO has come to us. They were talking about they wanted to do something for the village, okay, for the school, but they don't know what to do about it. So they came to us saying that they wanted to build a compound wall because there is no safety from the animals, like some animals from the fields, or also the cows and other animals which are entering inside the school and making little problem when the students are learning. So just a 3 feet of compound wall, giving a little protection to students. Otherwise, there is no other reason of having the high compound wall. So can we give it to them? So then we went to that space and looking at the gesture of the village. This is how the very interesting setting they have. Very traditional houses with the material available there, because there is a lot of heavy rains in this area, and very interesting setting. And you can see the shaded lanes, all this traditional aspect what we generally discuss. You guys must have gone to the these spaces to analyze. The very interesting setup they have. And now this is what the school is. The existing school here is. Now this is the site plan. In the 3D you see this is this hexagonal and one cuboid block which are the existing school. This kitchen block at the back, and then there is water tank on the ground which is placed. And then this is the existing trees which student has. You know, these are planned by the students who are learning in the school, and they own that tree, and they really take care of that tree. And this is their ground here, and this yellow graphics on it is their existing school. This is how you enter in the school with the nice entry. And this is what in the west side on the southwest side you see this beautiful fields with the mountains, and this is the exact picture what we took it from the site. So you know, then we start analyzing what to do about them. So we discussed with the teachers there, and we discussed with the villagers, and they said अगर NGO को हमको कुछ देना है तो what you can give is to us is a compound wall. The toilets which are already there, we can repair to do the repair to this, and we can. And the other thing is, if you can give us one more room. So this one is the one hexagonal room. If you see this right hand side picture, the fourth standard and third standard students are sitting on the benches. The smaller grades are sitting on the benches. The higher grades are sitting on the lower surface. Okay, so all the 4 grades, first to 4th standard, are sitting together. If you see, all the walls are filled up with the charts, having all the information they can learn about. The main reason why they are using it, even their faculty is using this laptop or the tabs to teach them, because they don't have stationery at all. There is, they don't have proper equipment, they don't have the proper this is the primary education they are getting. For the higher education, you have to go for through the other village also. So they didn't even get a pencil to write down for the exams. So this is the way they have found out why not to give them, and their personal laptop the faculty are carrying to show the students to teach them. So we started analyzing is this is the condition and what should we do. And they are doing it very interestingly. I mean, I think this project was so much of learning to us that we are into a different zone altogether, where we have everything easily available. And look at this, patterns they have created on the floor, on the wall. Not even a single inch they have left unfilled. They're using it very innovatively. If you see these white blocks, they have used the colors, the blocks, and then everybody has to go and write down some equation on that. So, and some junior has to come and resolve that. So there are multiplications, and there are other grammar, questions, and many things they are writing on it. Everything is filled up, and they are actually using it. So you just need a chalk or something to work on it. So this gave us an idea how to go for an core thought of the school. This is something because this student doesn't have anything else, but they are very creative. They are into a nature. They understand the property. Now you see, this mount has been there in the school when we started digging the school, and we just went to see whether the work has started, and they have developed this what catchment area, what we do generally in the city. If you see, very innovative, this is a catchment area here. They have done this all the dam wall around it. Then there is this outlet from here. It is going, has an underpath. From here you can actually stop it by keeping some stick into it, and then it is taking the road. And this is Bhushan, he's an architect. He's actually building everything over there, and other people are helping, children were helping him. And this is so innovative, and our students are not able to do all these things. Even if they are not having any facility, they are learning by themselves. They are into a nature, and they are very happy. And this is what we started getting into, trying to get into a project. So then all this, when we are going through a process, first thing was to give them a compound. Okay, so we just thought of, if we have to give them a compound, what kind of a surface area we have to give them. So then again, analyzing everything, their life conditions, the nature around, the way they behave, the way existing school has a problems, the way they are using the surface beautifully, the way they are working together with each other, how the villagers are behaving, the context existing there, and all these analysis give us an idea of why not give a proposal where compound wall becomes a school itself. So what we thought is, let's design a Barbie house. You guys must have known that there are different floors you see in the smaller compartments. So this is what the students are not taller than 3 feet, 3 and 3.5 feet. So we 4.5 feet of floor height we have decided, and then another floor. So this is the 8 feet altogether. So not even a single floor, one floor. Go for students को अलग जगह मिलेगी, and then they can use these different spaces altogether. This was the very first idea, and we started making a model. I always ask, this is the way we actually always explore, and I also ask my students to develop whatever thought coming in, try to build it, try to make the model, try to develop a sections. It will give you a lead to the other thing, even if it's not your final proposal. So then we come down to there is the floors. We are giving the floors, but we are talking about the surface area, which actually they are using very innovatively. So the curve is the form which can be used as where you can increase the surface area, because when we are talking about the rectangular compound wall, and on the same place when you're putting the circular compound wall, obviously you are getting a more surface area. So we started developing a paper model, understanding how can be a compound wall becomes an enclosure, gives a larger surface to write down to students, and also give the playful area for the school. So these are some study models we started doing, and then we put it into a diagram of the compound. तो हमने एक छोटा साइड के लिए मॉडल बनाया था where you can have the smaller pockets where 2-3 students can sit and study together, 3 classrooms maybe for them. So the higher classes can sit there and the smaller classes can be into these pockets, and then there is this interesting connection between them. And then these are our very important meetings used to happen because these are our clients, and not I'll even not call them a client. These are the best jury I ever had. Like whatever reaction I used to take, we get it from them whenever we work with them is something you understand whether they are able to connect it or not. And then these are the discussions happens in the school. We used to go take the model, and they, because the even the villagers, not even the students, used to understand what we have drawn, the plan and section. So the model is the easiest communication way we can have with them. So this is how we have the communication and the discussion. And then we analyzed it. So this square compound wall becomes the multi-purpose area, becomes the curved area, and becomes the entire project. So the classroom and the compound becomes one. So you are not proposing a room and a compound wall, but you are proposing the one identity there. Then we have developed it further with the clay. It is also very important when you develop a model, you have to understand what gesture you are taking, and there are different beautiful materials available. So we use a clay because this is giving us actually the feel where to feel in the earth, where to give the ramps, how to come down, where the wall should be get cut in. तो आप अगर कोई हार्ड सरफेस या कुछ प्रॉपर फिनिश मॉडल बनाने की कोशिश then you are not exploring anything. You have to sit, make dirty your clothes and hands, and really see the space making. So this is how we start working with the clay models and see कि हम सिर्फ कंपाउंड वॉल नहीं बनाए, वो आर्चेस को अंदर लेके जाए, थोड़ा इनक्लोजर्स बनाने की कोशिश करें. So further we this is the model we then developed, and looking at the space, and this was like very fantastic. Students were very happy looking at it. We had a very great meeting with them, and we showed them this clay model, and we were also thinking that this is very playful, very playful. We were almost finalizing this. We have done the center line also, some execution also done on the side. This is how our meeting happened with the clay model. Look at the expression of the students. It was amazing, the way they were asking us a question, and they were more serious than your jury members and more critical also. And this one is my team member. She's working there on site, and students were very curious and asking her a lot of questions also. This is how we actually work in the office, go many times on the site. And then when we drafted that entire project onto a ground, what we generally do is we go and draft it on the floor to see how the spaces are going to take place, how much is the space there, and then we ask students to fill in the space. And then we realize that this can be a playful when the walls is coming, but this becomes not a flexible space at all. If you see the circular sitting they are having, this is the only possible way of sitting what students took there. When we asked them to go and fill in the space, they went over there and they form a circle. Nothing else is going to happen there. You can't sit in the straight line, you cannot do anything else over there. Then we were like, what to do this? I mean, we were completely stuck, like redo. हमको almost redo हमने दे दिया था, बच्चों ने भी दे दिया था. And then we were talking about, let's understand कि हमारा intention क्या है इस project का. When the NGO is involved, they wanted to give a school some facilities, but our larger intention was the community. We are talking about क्या community spaces वहाँ पे होने चाहिए. So there has to be learning spaces. Yes, there has to be a community festival should happen there in the village because they don't have other areas to perform. They should have the performance space. वहाँ पे शादी कहाँ पे होगी, वहाँ पे कोई हॉल नहीं है जहाँ पे शादी हो सकती है, या किसी का फंक्शन हो सकता है, या किसी लीडर को some political leader wanted to come and give some speech. It doesn't have any space. So that performance space should be there. The event should happen. People can come and can sell something over there or do something. The flexible events should have happened. And also when it's almost about when the pandemic starts, and we thought about why not the disaster management also. This school can be converted into a COVID center. Why not? That's an amazing space. Where this is almost outside at the edge of the village. You can keep people over there, but your school which we have designed is very particular to only the classrooms and nothing else. It's only for the children. All these overlaps are not going to happen into that spaces because the scale becomes so small considering only students. So then we come down to an understanding, yes, curve has to be there because we are talking about the bigger blackboard wall. where students are going to write it down because it doesn't have they do not have this stationery at all. So you will be having this big wall around this school, which can be your blackboard. First things. In second image, if you see, we try to put in one flexible space at the back of the wall. Okay, so the square came inside, but then when we developed further, when we made this model also, we thought of incorporating the trees which students have planned, which I have shown you in the previous slide. The trees are actually owned by the students, so we thought of why not the classroom becomes the part of the trees become the part of the classroom, and so that these smaller curves started forming in, which are taking these trees inside. So, you know, everything is actually come through the contextual and this the larger intention what we were given to the project. And this is how we have developed a model, considering that now we have to talk about the community center and not only a school. I'm sorry. And this is the final proposal we have come down. If you see now, this is the existing hexagonal and cuboid building. This is the existing building. This curve was coming here. So what we did here is we have given this another curve introduced into this bigger curve. Why? So because ये curve यहाँ पे आएगा, आपको parking देनी पड़ेगी. At least 2-wheelers have to park. The teachers come or some people, some NGO people come. So where will they park? So what we did is we have just given this inverted arch so that you get this space. There are 2 trees also, so you don't have to utilize the edge. ये marginal spaces ये सारे concepts है ना, वो village में है नहीं, and that's the beauty of the area. This is how you should understand कि हमको ये करना है. And then we given this space to a parking, and then this small opening. Okay, and now because the curve is used, if you see this opening is actually leading to this building. So now we have able to decide, because curve is giving you so much of flexibility, no edges there. So you can actually cut it wherever you want to enter in, what view you wanted to give it to first. So this is our parking space, kind of the arrival for the school. And this wall is also interestingly used. I'll show you in the next diagram. Then this becomes the ground. This hexagonal building and our circular building is tied up with this circular plinth there. There are the 3 steps which are formed as an amphitheater, and then there is this stage in front in between both the buildings. So even if this building in the future you don't want to return because this is in a very bad condition right now, you can actually mirror up this plan or of this tied to the existing building. And then you are entering into classrooms here. So now, as I said, I have put in the square first, and then these are the curved courtyards. 1, 2, and 3. That happened because the trees are there. So this trees becomes the part of my classroom now. So this is the first classroom. This is second classroom. This is third classroom, and this is one existing building. So we are hoping that this school will be after this project. There are a lot of people coming to the school. The other villages can also be come here. So we are talking about the flexible spaces and the growth also about the school. So this is these niches you can see. These are the blackboards. So the entire school is open. You have this blackboard. The cupboard is there, and the cupboard shutters are actually blackboard. So everything what faculty has to keep, the books maybe or some material which they think it has to be in security, can be placed here and can be locked. There are these benches placed in your classroom. You have your courtyard and your tree. Then this is the center, same mirror classroom is in this place. And the central, if you see, it's very interesting because we thought of third and fourth standard will sit here. First and second will be sitting on the ground. They'll be writing over here. So this is the area. These are the 2 entries from where you are coming in. But this becomes the part of the ground also. And this also. These 2 classrooms are looking at this side. But this classroom, where the steps becomes the part of classroom till the end. So students are sitting on the steps. Some students are sitting on the floor and teacher is standing over here. So why we did not the compartments in the project? Because there are only 2 faculties. One is principal and one is the teacher who teaches there. So if in the previous option, there are a lot of classrooms happening. So there is no control at all. So, you know, we can't just think of the form making and just can't think of the playfulness. But the function is coming in, still you can have a very strong the form and the space making also. So now if you see, the arrangement is that they get their own space as they all were sitting together here. Now they get their own space. their own blackboard, their own classroom, and the teachers can sit here and here. The principal and the one teacher can sit in between the 3 classes. So they are having complete the dead walls are coming on the east-west side, so the heavy rains which are directly not entering into a class. And then you have a very good ventilation also, because this these niches which we keeping in is taking the air inside. And then you are forming the interesting ground here. So when the classes are on, this is the scenario. When there is a lunch break, you see the ground is used. People are sitting on the step. There are ramps are given. They can just run on this. They can play on the stage. They go there. They can sit in their courtyards and have the lunch. It is kind of a daycare center. So their parents used to come in the 5 in the evening from the farm. So till that time, they sit here. They sleep here. So all these courtyards are completely shaded. They'll be sleeping there. There'll be some people are playing here. Some people are staying in the Ota, which is, the villagers also sitting in the Ota in the parking, because it is almost on the edge of the school. So this is how the scenario otherwise. And when you see, we are talking about the overlaps of the programs, and the program of for the community. The program for community is this. So you have the marriage can happen on the stage, and the villagers can sit here. The politician can come and give the some speech if they want to give for, or we can have the flag hosting programs, or lot many functions can happen in this space. If you see very closely this back arch, we take this big wall and give the smaller opening here. Now this is not an opening, this is just a niche we have cut down here, so that these villagers from outside can also pop in inside. So these are smaller details we were worked on when we're designing it. And then we're talking about this central wall, right? So even there is the night school for the females. Even if you want to give some workshops for villagers, you can sit and you can use this wall. This becomes the bigger classroom, and they can teach it here. So ultimate flexibility we were talking about. Also in this diagram, if the stage is here, you see these gaps, the curved gap, from where this can be utilized as a green room. You can get ready here and can enter into stage like a heroic entry. And they also feel special when they are using this space. So many things, the little joints, and also the gesture of not touching the one arch to other arch is giving a beautiful light transition from here. So the geometry is there and the function is there, and the space making is also there. So in all the aspects, when we start looking at it project, and this is how the section has developed. This is the courtyard, this is the classroom, teacher will be sitting here, that's the blackboard, and then you have a cupboard at the back. That's the central pavilion, which has a lower height. Students can actually jump in from the wall and go to the home. So you don't have to give the one entry. You can go anywhere from the home, because this is not the gated security school like urban cities have. They are very flexible. The students are actually, there is no safety issues at all. It's just the animals should not enter in. And that's the little criteria of giving that smaller wall. And we have utilized in full understanding of how to take this wall as a space making. And then this another section, this central courtyard with the steps can be a part of this classroom. And this is how the entrance is. I just described. There is inverted arch. You can park here. और ये जो wall मिलेगी जो blackboard ही होगी. सारे जो walls हैं, those are are painted into blackboard. So now you can write it down कि 15 अगस्त का कार्यक्रम सकाळी 8 वाजता होणार आहे. So you can have the notice board for the village. There are occasions, and you can write it down here. And whenever somebody is passing by or going to farms, they can read it here. So it is an interesting gesture for the villagers, and they can sit here. We have made the katta here now around the tree, which is not in the 3D right now. So you are parking and you can enter from here. A smaller gate is here, a little small gate. When you enter in, you see this building. So these are the steps. You have the ground inside, and you have this big blackboard wall. These are the 2 entries, and students can start running from here with the chalk in his hand, and they can end up directly to the edge of the parking. That's the kind of a canvas we are talking about. And that's how smaller details. This arch is taken down because that's the lane from where the villagers pass by, so they can just pop inside and see the space. and that tree and this home at the back can be captured through it. So this communication and not forming it very dead. These all learnings from the village itself we have got it. And this is the inside space I've discussed about. This is the blackboard. That's the cupboard at the back where you keep the storage. You can lock this and you don't have to lock the entire school. The important stuffs and the books and the journals, maybe, or the pen, something what faculty needs can be locked here. And then you have the another classroom there. You have a courtyard. From here, you have got an enclosed. So the wind, you are protected from the wind and the hard sunlight and the heavy rains. And still, it is completely open. And that's how from the central wall, here the first, second standard students can sit. These are the steps where we can sit and look back to the school. That's the center. This is the existing building here, which is connected to this plinth, and this becomes a stage to where the performance can happen. And this is how the spaces are. This is the parking area. And this is how the condition right now. These are photos some 15-20 days back, I think. So month back we have to. Walls are coming up. These are the trees there, which are part of the courtyard. Now you can see this is a courtyard. This becomes a classroom. This is the cupboard which we are planning. And you can see here the smaller courtyard is happening there, considering the height of the house, which is exactly at back. So we are not giving. We are trying to incorporate everything. And look at these ways, students want to run through these big walls and flying their forming their own spaces. So there are a lot of ways where students can act. Now this becomes is absolutely multi-purpose, but the playful also, because these curves and these openings and this detailing is allowing it to. And then we are completely respecting to the existing architecture over there. This is how the back wall. Now you can see the gesture, we always see in the colleges that you have to understand the context, and then people understanding of context, people literally take it as we have to do whatever there is in the context. So there are these rectangular houses are there in this entire village, but we are talking about the core, not we can, what we can say is the property or the quality of the spaces there. So it is very informal. So if you see the curve forms, it's actually giving the informal pathway here, what village already has. So we don't want it to place the another rectangular building and not giving any flexibility, making a parallel walls. So this is how considering it, and this is how the new and old, the old and new is talking to each other. This is how the conversation is happening. This is the lane I was saying. Villagers are passing by this, and they can just see inside. And from the height, the animals are not entering in. So this is how the edges are happening. And these are the final model we made, and with the entire roof structure, with the detailing we have given on the side, because we are working with the local craftsmen over there. So the entire model with the detailing has been given it to them. So they just have to measure it, measure it and build it. So it becomes very easy for us also, for them also, and the finishing has been come up really well. Students are also starting enjoying it, and the entire process taught us a lot, give us a lot much more what we have never ever thought about it. So we are also growing up with this project, and this is my team, the Inception team. Tanish, Kashlesha, Arshada, and Shrutika, they are the core team here in the office, and everybody of all of us are working on it. Knows lot of redos all the time. We are working, we are making it again and again, and nobody is actually giving any excuses for this. So ultimate, all this work is of the teamwork what we have done. This is what I have to show. I have these two projects to share in. I took a lot of time. I think it's almost an hour I took. Thank you for listening me. Yes, I'm done, Neha.
Yes. Thank you so much, Pooja. I think it has taken me back to our studios where we used to actually work on. So many things actually. I just made a list that what you actually have mentioned, the initial thought of play of sciography. I think the first thing was also taught to us or asked to us by Snehal Shah. I mean, our professor, to make the sciography pattern in our first design. Yeah. So I think there are so many things. Why the reason I wanted to have your presentation in today's class is, comparatively the site for third year right now is much more bigger, as I also explained to you. but I think that they are also in the process of, detailing all these small spaces where students are actually, designing the detail part of it, any classroom, the learning spaces. So I feel that the depth of thought you have actually given to small activity, I think it is tremendous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I think the process has taken a lot of effort, and I feel that the role of model, the architectural models has completely played. And मतलब मजा आ गया मुझे वापस 10 साल पीछे मजा नहीं वाला fun.
That's so
So
nice.
I would, yeah. So I would just ask students if they have any questions. We can just share. I mean, you can just ask.
So not just a question. If you have some suggestions, they're always
Yes.
welcome. Formulate some discussion also.
Yeah. We can end up actually interacting because it's fun for us to even keep on talking. But I think I give the stage to students if they want to have any questions, because then we can quickly wrap today's session.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, I have a question. It's like, hello.
Yes, Daniel.
Yeah, my question is like in metropolitan cities like Bombay, we lack space. So certainly our schools feel very closed and restricted. So what kind of open spaces or transitional spaces would you suggest that we could incorporate?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're not audible. Can you a little louder? There is some voice problem at my end also.
Yeah, ma'am. My question is like in metropolitan cities like Mumbai, we lack space. So our schools are very closed and restricted. So what kind of transitional or open spaces we could incorporate to extend our activities beyond the classrooms?
That's the I never think of there is lack of something. That's the approach we always have. Even if you're working into urban spaces, we are doing very urban projects. We have not shared it here because today's brief was completely different. But we are working into very core urban spaces areas also, and then we have to look all this existence of the context can be an actual brief and can be given a better idea of what something has to be done. So let's look it other way around. अगर वो बहुत टाइट प्लॉट है और आपको पता है कि बाहर रोड से and there are safety issues are there are a lot of other issues what urban schools has or urban learning spaces has. Take that as an challenge and make that as an core concept. So I am not able to give you the proper solution right now, but of course you have to understand an approach. Yes, I have to make it completely secured, but then the flexibility has to be there, and there can be a lot of thought process can involve in that. So take that as a challenge and make it as a concept itself. So maybe that will help to design it. I hope it will help you.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. My question is, how can we incorporate and design spaces which can be engaging for different types of users, like working or teaching staff?
See, first of all, you have to and start developing your ideas on different levels. First, look at the space just as a learning space. Don't categorize anything like students or teachers or the other users. You just have to think about where to sit, how to read a book, where can I sit and read a newspaper, where can I sit and go and draw something. So when you start, there has to be different processes which you should follow. अगर आप उसको slowly देखो कि हमको activity क्या करनी है, मेरा space making कैसा होना चाहिए और ultimately experience कैसा होना चाहिए, that will be far greater. And then the user starts coming inside. So then you talk about, okay, yes, the faculty is also there. So what to do with the faculty? How this comfortable spaces can also be made for the faculty. So then slowly the user let come in. But when you start with all the factors written down on the paper and you starting thinking all together, there will be little problems when you approach to a design. I have seen there are brighter students like you guys are, you can do much more greater things. The only thing is categorizing things and making the process proper is something where we are lacking. तो give a thought. सब चीज को अलग अलग thought दो, अलग अलग मॉडल बनाओ, 1500 200 मॉडल बनाओ. See to it. You're talking about a faculty, just develop everything up with the faculty. You're talking about a student, develop everything with the students. See to it, and then the overlap starts happening. Merge the models. See to it. So have the discussion with your friends before you go to a faculty. So, that might help you, because the main thing what I do is I don't keep the brief in front of me. I create the parameters what we think are important. The first parameter, yes, we wanted to give them a surface for write, and from there the walls has came. अगर हम सोचते रहते कि फैकल्टी लॉक कैसे लगाएंगे और क्लासरूम कैसे बनाएंगे, एक्चुअली सोचना कहाँ से शुरू कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि इंटेंशन क्या है वही से आपका डिजाइन. So that's why I talked about the principles which we follow. Challenge your notion or completely. Aishwarya, I think I'm talking to Aishwarya. You have to challenge your notions altogether.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that is giving you a lot of much more maturity and interesting approaches to your design.
Yes, ma'am.
You can say if you don't agree to me. You don't have to agree.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. So my question is, how can one adapt the staircase or corridors in a school design, like apart from its conventional use, and rather provide a more functional character to them?
You're talking about the corridors, right?
Yes, and the staircase elements and all.
Okay. So can you before we go to this answer or to this, can you just imagine whatever I'm saying? You just have to imagine, okay? So can you imagine a chair? Can you able to imagine a chair? Maybe there is you must be sitting on one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You can imagine. So what in your imagination your chair has the 4 legs, maybe the central core, the backrest and the handrest. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Can you imagine a bed?
Yeah.
Can you imagine a bench?
Yes.
Can you imagine a swing?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, can you imagine a seating?
A city
Sitting.
sitting. Okay.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
What is it? What is the format of it?
It's kind of a circular one, but in a steps format. Yeah.
Okay. So the staircase can be a seating.
Yes. Yeah.
Freedom can be a seating.
Yes.
A stone can be a seating.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Somebody's lap can be a seating.
Yeah.
So you have to change the vocabulary. When you talk about the corridor and staircases, you start looking at those elements to fit in. When you change the language, when you're not talking about a chair, I'm not talking about a stool, I'm not talking about the specific thing, I'm talking about the generic aspect. The generic aspect is what I wanted to develop, a seating. So seating can be of any format. So infinite options start coming in our minds. See, this is the human mind. We have to understand. It should not make us fool. So this is the little exercise because I always feel हम क्या बात करेंगे, जैसे मैं आपको explain करूंगी. This is my entrance, ma'am, and this is the corridor, and these are the classrooms. We'll be starting looking at it. But I started with the end of the project. I talked about the blackboard, which has to be like at the end of your project is coming. This is what the first idea. So नोशन आप चेंज कर रहे हो, पर आपको वोकैबुलरी भी चेंज करनी पड़ेगी, आपका थिंकिंग चेंज हो जाएगा सबसे. ऐसा नहीं कि हम सबके पास ये है नहीं. इट इज जस्ट दैट वी आर नॉट चैलेंजिंग इट एट ऑल. तो जब आप सीटिंग के बारे में बात करोगे, इनफाइनाइट ऑप्शन. यू आस्क 15 small children, say draw seating, everybody will come up with an innovative option. When and you give the same thing, ask them to draw a chair, everybody will draw a chair. So you yourself has to challenge it. So don't call it a corridor is informal and how can we make it interesting. You are talking about the pathways, you're talking about the connections, and that can be closed, built, unbuilt, underground. You must be flying and you're entering from the top to your project. Anything can, the possibilities are there. So start, first of all, not give yourself so many big words. I mean, even if you are reading many books, try to be more simple. You become more simple, the design become more simple and more intelligent. That's what I have seen whomever I follow. I admire. I read these people and I see the simplicity is the biggest key what they have. I hope, Sharvari, that helped you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. So we often see school building around us being symmetric in form. So does this symmetry play any significant role?
Yeah, little slow. I didn't get.
So we often see the building around us, school building, in symmetric in form.
Yes.
So does this symmetric form play any significant role?
Symmetry in?
Does this symmetric form play any significant role in school building?
Significant role. Symmetry is there because there is a repetition, if you can say. You know, there are 50 classrooms, there are 100 classrooms, and you have the one activity is repetitive over there. So when you talk about the module, you know, we can talk about a module. एक module है 10 बच्चों का क्लासरूम है या 20 बच्चों का क्लासरूम है, it's a module. And you know that you have a benches, you have a blackboard, you have a spaces for doing XYZ things. And then you arrive to a model, and that's where the symmetry has been formed. And of course, even in this particular school, the symmetry is there. But then, what are the frames from? जैसे होता है ना मूवी के फ्रेम्स आते हैं ना, सीन्स के बाद सीन्स आते हैं, तो आपकी सिमेट्री आपको क्या दिखाने वाली है? इज इट गिविंग यू द मोनोटोनस अप्रोच, or is it giving you the interesting ideas where you're opening every time the symmetry is breaking? You know, जैसे कोरिया ने किया है ना, 9 cubes का प्रोजेक्ट किया है, 1 cube he has tilted where from where you enter it. So the symmetry is there, but the idea of putting up the symmetry, maybe how you formulate the symmetry is something important. तो ऐसा नहीं कि वो जरूरी है. Even if it's coming, it is going to give you a lot of it will helping you a lot, but it should have a reason. It should not be very forceful. Do it even if it's unsymmetrical. If the function is happening, well and good. I think I always tell people, do impractical projects. Right? This college is the time where you can actually do impractical. And what says I'm saying, come out of the box thinking. कर लो ये सब कुछ, बाद में आपको बायलॉज और ये और वो सब करने वाला है. हाँ, ये सब होने के बाद, बहुत चैलेंज करने के बाद, we are at least able to do something in the practice. But in the college days, you should fly like nothing. I mean, your mind should understand these things. So don't fall into this particular cost. I know you guys are learning a lot, maybe going through a process, and this is important. Meet Kumar, you try working on the geometry again and again. And once you finalize with the model, no, the best thing what you can do is when you feel like my project is ready, I'm going to show this tomorrow to my faculty, and I'm going to get the nice reviews on it. That day you have to cancel the program. Okay, and then you sit back and look at it. If this, not this, you know, one exercise we have done in our master program where they have given us master architects and asked us to design like they will design your project. And this is like ultimate level. Like we have every one of our classes, Neha must be remembering that exercise. Every one of us has come up with an excellent approach. मतलब मैंने एल्डरोसी को कैसे लगेगा मेरा प्रीजन ऐसे डिजाइन किया था, and not the option the same, but that gave me a lot of understanding. So you know this, don't fall into the geometry again, and don't fall into the flexibility also. Always question, and you come down to a reason. Yes, this is the project, this is the way it should work like. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
Any more questions, or we are done with it?
Yes, ma'am, I would like to ask.
Yeah.
So ma'am, my question is, we typically have schools with classrooms enclosed in the four walls, especially in the urban context, and where the students are expected to do the formal learnings. But being the part of a generation which sees change every day, shouldn't this classroom design need a restructuring, like you have mentioned in your design in the process? Can you explain more on the multifunctionality of the classroom, or how should we go about that?
Yeah, first of all, schools are for opening the minds, okay, and not closing something. So why are we even thinking and talking about the closed four walls is the first question what I always have. Why don't you just enter into a space and you feel like doing it and you do it? You know, a lot of people are doing homeschooling nowadays. That's the reason, because now, see, there is a format you have to behave in the particular format. Yes, rules are important, they are necessary. पर अगर आप spaces को भी rules की तरह देखने लगोगे, तो then there is a problem, because the visuals are making lot of efforts on your personality. हम किसी चीज को ब्लैक देखते या हार्ड देखते या कॉन्क्रीट में देखते या किसी और चीज में देखते, वी हैव द डिफरेंट परसेप्शन ऑलटुगेदर. So even if you look at the classroom is a learning space, can be under a tree, can be next to a wall, can be just a space where I wanted to sit with my friend and wanted to solve the maths, and I don't want to show other people that I'm poor into maths. Does I have a space for that, or do I have to sit in the same area where the topmost students is also sitting? I don't want to do that. But still, the flexibility has to be there that teacher can communicate with all. So now, when you talk about it, you started about talking about the activities and the purpose of doing the school and the classroom, and not about the walls. I think starting the thinking has to start from where the design has to start, not from where the construction has to start, or not from where you are actually developing it. So wall can be a concept. Okay, wall cannot be an enclosure. That may be form enclosure, it might not form enclosure, that depends on what concept you have. So just look, change your perspective, look at the activities, and spend a lot of time looking at the activities, draw a lot of sketches, activities को देखो, लोगों से बात करो, movies देखो, documentaries देखो, मतलब Netflix अच्छी चीज के लिए use करो. You will understand. There are lot more things what we generally see. आप लोग visuals, हम not आप लोग, हम सब लोग, we look lot of visuals on the internet, on Instagram, and then we feel we have to do something like this. Look, it should look like this. Wow, it's good. We are talking about the core concept, core idea, and the shape will come. The idea of kettle. मुझे कंटेंट एम्प्टीनेस चाहिए, फिर राजस्थान में होगा तो मिट्टी का बनेगा, डेकोरेशन अलग होगा, अफगानिस्तान में होगा तो मेटल का बनेगा, उसका डेकोरेशन अलग होगा. Let the context make the envelope. You just pour your idea into it. So maybe understand the learning spaces and not about the enclosures. Maybe it will start coming up. Anju.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that.
I think we are end of it. I think I have enjoyed it. Thank you. मला तर जास्त इंग्लिश बोलवता येत नाही, मला मराठीत माझे expression. So I think the point I really wanted this presentation happen today, that there is lot of efforts in the process before the design, and I think that is something we each of us should know, that what is that process we really want to understand, and the genericness of it, the way Pooja is also saying about school banane ke liye, we also are stressing upon that learning and teaching methods, learning center. So what is that meaning of learning? And I think thank you so much, Pooja, for sharing this, because your models, your diagrams, I think one more thing is to learn is not that lot of inspiration has also been taken by the process of making models, making physical models, and I think that also gives lot more clarity, the way our thought actually keeps on building our notions of our idea. So I think model is definitely a important factor in between your design. आजकल के लॉकडाउन के टाइम में everyone is actually opting for 3D करना है, design हो गया, 2D drawings करना है, उसके बाद 3D करना है. So no one is actually really talking about model. No one is, I mean, definitely a few of you are working on it. Maybe time is limiting or other limitations. But if you really want to be in that design process, I think that thought has to go ahead. I mean, there has to be a continuity the way you think. So I think it will not be my lecture. It is Pooja's session. But I think this is the way we have also enjoyed our 2 years of masters, and the way we have been taught by our professors, and the process actually we have been. So I remember even in the span of 6 months of a semester, I think initial 2 or 3 months we used to actually spend on this process to understand what we are designing, how that should be, and what is my understanding to that particular project. For example, our first project of designing the prism. So I think that was the ultimate, the way we actually tried.
Program.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel that it was really amazing. So thank you so much, Pooja. I think we enjoyed your session.
For having patience and listening to me.
I think let's see what they learn from your session. Let's see in their next submission. Thank you so much. Thank you all students. And I will also share the recording with you, Pooja. We will be
Yes,
uploading this on the Pillai YouTube channel. So I will share the link. Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Have a good day.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye. Bye, everyone.